Hey everybody, it's Alicia de Artola here, and I am with the man, the myth, the legend, the Heisman winner, national title winner, the College Football Hall of Famer, the player that I personally credit with making me fall in love with football. So this is Reggie Bush. Thanks so much for being here, Reggie.
Yes, thank you for having me. And that was an amazing introduction. That might be the best one I've ever
There you go.
had.
I will absolutely take it. Obviously, I'm a fan. The fan sided is all about fans, and you're doing something with
Yeah.
Modelo that is all about the fans too. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So, as you know, the college football playoffs has been expanded to 12 teams this year, which we're very excited about at Modelo. And I think this gives us opportunity to recruit some of those most passionate fans. Some of those fans who pride themselves in being, the number one fan and, the most passionate fan of their schools. I think that's so important because, fans drive the sport, right? It's the reason why we step into the stadiums. I'll never forget, playing in stadiums, every week and just being excited to be able to play in front of fans and being able to capture the crowd, right? And being able to make some plays that will make you guys go ooh and ah, and so that's what it's about, and so we wouldn't be where we are without the fans, and so that's what Modelo is doing is we're building a roster of the most passionate fans, and we're going to recruit them just the same way I was recruited. We're going to obviously watch their submissions or videos and make a selection, but they're going to get cool perks. They're going to be able to meet me at the national championship game. They're going to get recruiting letters as well, just as I received a recruiting letter, and different other little perks as well, meet and greets, a Letterman's jacket. So all these really cool things, and this is a full time opportunity, right? It's a time to it's a chance to be a full time fan with Team Modelo, and I think that should be extremely exciting for people, especially getting a chance to go to the national championship. So
Yeah, I mean that's everybody's dream, right? Whether you're a player or a fan, that's the end goal.
that's it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Fans, USC fans, college football fans in general have a ton of great memories of you on the football field. Do you have any good memories
Yeah.
of like dealing with fans during your playing days?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Again, as I said, playing in front of fans is the best part. It's at home or away, right? Even when the fans you're playing in an away stadium and the fans hate your guts, that's also great as well because that feeds into what you're about to do in the football field. So, but man, just being able to sign autographs for fans, being able to take pictures with fans, that was always a highlight for me because those are the people that we want to entertain. I want to be able to walk down the street and somebody sees me and their memory is sparked like, man, I remember where I was at, this time, this day when, you push Matt over the end zone line, or something like that. And that's why I did it. I always wanted to be able to look back and say to myself, I gave 110% effort. I was a true artist and student of the game, and people were generally excited, to watch me play. And it's funny because I'm passing that torch down to my kids now, and I talk to them about being exciting players. My kids play football, basketball. My daughter plays tennis. So I always talk to them about just being exciting players. Being able to excite the crowd and capture the crowd and making people stand up out of their seat. That's part of the game as well. And so the fans have such a huge impact on the game, on us individually, and it's why we do it. And so that's why I'm excited at this opportunity because I get a chance to now recruit some fans. Just the same way I was recruited.
Yeah, you brought up Matt Leinart. I can't tell you how many conversations I've had this year about USC fans excited about the prospect of you leading the team out of the tunnel. I
Yeah,
don't know if there's
yeah.
anything in the works or what could be coming in the future, but uh,
That's going to happen. That's going to
I,
happen at some point.
that's something
So
everybody wants to see. I can tell you
yes,
that it's gonna
yes.
be it's gonna be a moment.
Absolutely, 100%. And I'm getting chills right now just thinking about it because it's something that I've thought about for a very long time. It's something that's been on my mind for a very long time, and I have I've had visions and of what I think is going to look like and feel like and my kids, my wife being there with me, all those things. So I can't wait for that day to come, and it is going to happen. Just don't have a date yet.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're all waiting
Yeah.
on bated breath. But
Yes.
USC has Lincoln Riley. USC has aspirations of doing some great things that USC maybe hasn't done since your days at USC.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about the Lincoln Riley era, USC's prospects going forward?
I'm excited. I'm excited for this year. I think this is a big year for Lincoln Riley. I think before he took over the job, we desperately needed somebody like him. We desperately needed somebody who was going to bring back the exciting offensive play because that was what was lacking. That was what was missing. And so he's done that. And obviously, he knows what he's doing when it comes to quarterbacks, right? He's coached a number of Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks. He's just coached great quarterbacks. The guy, he's just, I think the word of him when it comes to, creating just an exciting brand of football that USC has been missing for a long time. I think the biggest question that's been out there is the defense. And that's what what I'll be watching most for. I expect him to score lots of points, just based off of just the volume of opportunities that they're going to get. And then they also have great weapons as well. I think the one person I'm excited to watch for USC is Zachariah Branch. Just his explosiveness, what he can do in the pass game, in the run game, in the return game. That's what I embodied as a player. And so I see a lot of that of me, of what I did in him on the football field. And so, but going back to the defense, I think that's the area I'm going to be focused on the most in this game against LSU. Just watching how they're able to, handle the run game and also the pass game as well.
It's incredible you brought up Zachariah Branch because I was going to ask you about him.
Yeah.
When we think about guys that are at USC right now and guys in college football in general, there aren't very many that we can compare to Reggie Bush. But Zachariah Branch has that special something to him.
He does.
If you were Lincoln Riley, would you basically look at him and say, I'm going to try and use him exactly like USC used Reggie Bush when he was in his heyday?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And they're already doing that, right? With again, I think, the one thing for me is I never wanted to come off the football field. And so that's why I tried to master, so many different things. I wanted to be the kick returner. I wanted to be the punt returner. I wanted to be the running back. I wanted to play receiver, and do all these things because I knew what abilities that I had. And I felt like, I was always a great option, and if I had the ball in my hands, I was going to be an artist. I was going to make something happen. And that's what I see in Zachariah Branch. He has the ability to take the football from anywhere on the field and score, right? It could be 80 yards, 90 yards, 100 yards, whatever it is. But he has that game-breaking speed, which when he gets in the open field, nobody's going to catch him, And so I love what they're doing with him up to this point. But I definitely want to see more for sure because I think he's a guy that you keep him on the football field, right? No matter what the situation is, because he's always a threat to score no matter what. And the defense always has to be mindful of where he is. And so I just hope that his confidence level is at its highest. And I hope that he understands, the opportunity that he has. He could be a Heisman Trophy winner, if he is able to, obviously play well in all those areas and make exciting plays, which he's already done. But it just has to be more consistency with it. And sky's are the limits for him, though.
Zooming out on a national level, you're all about exciting football, and that's what we're all about too. Is there anybody out there in national college football that you look at and go like, that's a guy that's doing the artistry that Reggie Bush appreciated?
Well, I think it's Zachariah Branch, honestly.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because we just talked about him, but honestly, I think, he's the guy. And, the one thing that, I don't see as much anymore is I don't see the top, athletes, top players on offense going to the return game. And that's why I think, you can really make a difference. That's where I think you can really turn heads is, I always felt like punt returns for me was where you saw the true me, the true confident me, because I felt like this this specific area, this opportunity is about me just going and making a play, right? You don't really have um, plays for punt returns and kick returns. You have specific areas you're trying to block, but it's not really a play. It's really just about the returner, right? And going in and just making something happen. And to me, I watched Barry Sanders, growing up, Deion Sanders, even Mike Vick in college. These guys were true game breakers. Like you didn't know what they were going to do, when they had the ball in their hands. And I believe Zachariah Branch has that. He has that ability. He has that, when he goes back to return the punt or a kick, teams have to be mindful and they have to, watch out for this guy because he could be the difference maker, on any play in any given moment, So again, I believe it's him. I believe he's the guy that is doing, the things that I did in college, which, I don't really see that as much anymore, from the best players.
I would be remiss if I didn't ask you just the very basic question: college football playoff.
Yep.
You got
who I got making the playoffs?
Who are your favorites to make the playoffs? Like the teams that are absolutely going to do it, and who do you have winning it?
Well, we're definitely going to see Alabama, Georgia in there because that's just every year those are the top teams. Ohio State, I believe, will be in there. Michigan will probably be in there somewhere. I believe USC will be in there as well. Then I believe once you get past the teams that guaranteed to be in there, it's a little up in the air. It's a little hit or miss, right? We saw Florida State lose already. Like I didn't know the season started and they already lost. Like how did that happen? You know what I'm saying? So it's just that's what makes college football exciting is you don't know, right? We're not sure which teams are going to rise up, and at the college level, it's not as guaranteed as maybe like the NFL is, right? In some areas, and so I'm just excited that the playoffs has been expanded. This is something we have wanted for a very long time as players, as fans. Thank you, college football, for finally. It took y'all 100 years to do it, but we finally here. All right. So, I'm excited because more teams now get a true opportunity to play in a real playoff system. One of the things that we always hated as players, and especially my team, we were co-national champions with LSU, which is like the dumbest thing in the world. Like, you can't be serious. Like, you guys can't. Powers that be, all these very smart people can't figure out how to get a true playoff system. Like it took us this long to get here, And so that's the unfortunate side of it, which is, we had to share a national championship with a team. But now, now we get to see a true playoff system, unfold. And I think people are going to be shocked, at just the ability for teams to be able to, get better in the playoffs. And, there's so many, I think, stories that are great stories that are going to come out of this.
Yeah, that's what we're all here for, right? That's why we watch. Thank you so much, Reggie, for your time.
Absolutely.
Go check out Modelo USA for all the information about the Team Modelo full-time fan recruiting contest. And let's all look forward to another awesome college football season.